to Light Language Awakenings. Here we are. We made it to number 4, everybody. We're so honored to be here with you for episode 4. We're discussing light language with our friend and yours, Tom, of Tom Time to Transcend. Welcome, Tom.
Hello.
Hello. This conversation is about integrating light language. We will reflect on Tom's experiences and consider how this experience affects his journey, discussing his perspective of light language and the current access within his practice. Tonight is about how someone within their spiritual path views light language and or other spiritual practices. Welcome. And we all need a little bit of Summer's energy. So Summer, can you help us?
Yes. Guys, we're going to simmer the boil right now. So if everyone first can just sit nice and tall, close your eyes if you can. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And Spirit's actually telling me to have your hands resting on something with palms up. So feeling the backs of your hands actually touching a surface or your lap. Ani sinikani horan sarase. Serasanakai ahanaharan se ahanaha. Horanse antikarantiki ke hai ho no so hey nasakara se ani hanaka se ka ante ha ha rense ne se sund korosnika ansi tiki honsa rasa kene ho no. Oh, se nakere se he nasaran se anakaka ha seas. Feel that connection to the surface beneath you. Seal whatever you received in that with a round of breath. And feel your heart open just a little bit because there's so much to receive in today's episode for you. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. And here we go.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and just start us off with a disclaimer for our light language. Experiences can vary. Individuals may notice physical, emotional sensations during or after our sessions. You may feel light pressure, an urge to cough, vocalize, or move or write. You may have visions in color, waves, flashes, emergent emotions, or feelings. You might also feel nothing, which is normal. This disclaimer is to notify you that we are not medical or mental health professionals, and this is for entertainment purposes only. We don't diagnose, treat, or offer medical advice of any kind. We are simply sharing our personal experiences and perspectives with light language. By engaging with light language, you're acknowledging personal responsibility for your own experience if you choose to participate in a way that feels safe and aligned for you. And with that, let's get a little oogie boogies, shall we, Summer? Can you please let us, can you just let us know our intention? Can you set the intention here for the area, the collective intention for this?
Sure. So my guides are like, that was what was in what we just said. Literally, they're like, we just did that. So I'm like, can you translate? I'm sorry, that was really funny because they were just like, we did that already. No, so there is, for whatever reason, I think a really wonderful collective intention for all of us today would be to, I'm seeing this rope with frayed edges, or almost like a wire with frayed, that's twisted with frayed edges, and just noticing where that is for you and being open to allowing either those edges to be cut off or to be fused back together. It feels like there's some sort of awareness brought to you today that will help, I guess, sear or like put out those frayed edges. What would be a word for that? I feel like I said it in the light language and I don't know English, y'all. What's going on?
It's that binding again.
Yeah, rebinding these frayed edges. So maybe taking a moment to think about wherever your frayed edges are, and knowing that we have a collective intention together to help you close that back up.
And close it with an embrace. That's kind of what that shows me. There's an embrace there at the ends. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. Everybody is welcome to set their own intentions for this light language cast today. Danra, would you mind introducing our guest just a tad here?
Thank you. We're really happy to have Tom here. I think 3 of the 4 of us know Tom. And I want to say with gratitude that I received a reading from Tom. So he does mediumship, and we'll definitely have you speak more about what you do, Tom. But I received a just beautiful reading from him. So if anybody's interested in that, I highly recommend Tom. There was like a sweetness to it. And we get readings all the time because all of our friends are woo-woo. So it's like a lot of readings with my grandma and my dad, but when he brought them in, there was something extra sweet about it. So thank you, Tom. I know we're going to talk about Arthur Finley because you just got back from there. But I would love to also speak about, I have a light language group that you joined recently, and we offered for people who had their light language coming through to kind of stick around, and we played with it a little bit. So would you mind saying a little bit more about yourself and then speaking to what that was like for you? The emergence of your own light language.
So I think I can connect it all into this. Is like, for me, a lot of this has happened very quickly. So basically less than 3 years ago, everything just came to me. So it was like, my awakening. So really fast. So in relation to the light language, I hadn't done it before, but I had an experience around it. And when we did that session, it just sort of, came out. So, and I guess the one thing that I've learned over the last couple of years really is to let your guard down and trust, because with any kind of this work, you really just, there's no wrong or right. It's about getting into the energy and feeling it. So when we were doing that session, I just went for it. I do light channeling, and I'm working on trance medium work. I do kind of a moderate level trance right now. So it was comfortable to do it. I will say that back in, JJ, when we were in Sedona the first time, you went around and spoke to all of us individually. And the thing that you said to me, I don't know if you remember, but Debbie translated it, was trust. Now, I didn't know what you were saying. I didn't get a feel for it. But then fast forward to the session we had when we was with you, Danra, and the group there, I did understand what was being said. I got a general feel for it. So I was like, I don't know, I was more in tune with things. So it was interesting to go from where I didn't understand and someone had to tell me, to then when we were in the session together, I did get it. Although there's no words, or words we can understand, so to speak, I got a feel for what was being said. So I thought that was really, I really enjoyed that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and something funny happened too. I remember because we didn't know exactly how it might come out for you. So I think we decided, I'll just keep talking my light language and leave little gaps, and people can call back to me. And afterwards I was like, oh, that was so sweet. My Atara, I could feel her like gently nudging you along, like, oh, it's okay, you can do it. And what did your guy say? He got all like pissed off.
Like it was almost, I felt like it was like, oh, you want me to do this? Like, of course, let's, yeah, it was almost like, of course. Now, I mean to say this in the feeling is not that I'm an expert, but the feeling was like, oh yeah, you can do this. Just do it. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, yeah, we can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things. So that's really what I got from that. But in a lot of the things that have happened to me, it has happened really fast. And so now I know how to handle it. But when it first happened, it was a little bit too much. It was too much, too fast. I had to kind of deal with it. But now I actually like it because I don't have patience. That's my life lesson in this life. I would say be patient or you'll be a patient.
I love that.
So anyway, so doing it, like doing the light language is really and as I'm talking faster like I tend to do. It felt comfortable because it was like the steady flow. It was fast. So
I love that you were being so kind about that. I just remember they were like, shut up, lady, I've been doing this for 4 billion years. I got it. So we're all a little different in how we see it. Like JJ's got Tuta and Summer has literally every Pleiadian that ever lived in history. And I've got like 8 of them or something. So when yours came through, I'm just curious, did you see anything or feel like a particular entity?
I got to think back. I have an Asian guide. I know more about him, but I felt like it was him coming through. But I'm not sure about that, but that's who I pictured. He's bald and he has this certain look about him. And he always has this expression like it's almost a wink, but a sarcastic edge to him, which I actually like that kind of humor. So it kind of fits for me. Not everybody gets it, but I felt like that was coming through the language, that little bit of a tude, an attitude.
Yeah, he has a tude. So what worked for you to actually allow it to come out? You said trust, but like when we were actually saying it, we're just in case people at home are wanting to do this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we're talking here, I'm thinking back on it, and really, so I'm a musician, and it felt like it was like a riff in jazz, where you're doing a call and response, like happens in jazz. It's part of the whole happens in jazz all the time. But when you're doing like solos or you're with 2 different people, and I'm not really. Although here's a funny thing, I never could improvise when I was playing a lot. I could never break free of that. But now I almost feel like picking up the trombone again because I think I could do it now. I was too rigid. So when we were in that zone, I didn't have to worry about the technical part of the instrument. I was just feeling that energy, and it just felt like just jumping in, like, how people do double Dutch rope. It felt like I was starting to feel the energy, the beat. And it was boom, I just jumped in. That's how it felt. So
that's such a beautiful analogy, because when we try and explain light language to people, it's kind of hard. Like, what do you mean you don't know what you're saying? It's like, well, because my interpretation is my interpretation. That's what my soul needs. And it is kind of like listening to music, right? We're all listening to the same frequencies, but it might hit us all differently. You just feel it inside yourself. Nice. So have you ever used light language in any of your mediumship sessions yet?
No, I haven't. Not light language. I have used like light trance. If I'm really into tuning into somebody, I can almost get into their language a little bit. And so I kind of dip into like a moderate trance. But I think the more I'm more freed up to do things that I could see that coming into play, but it hasn't to date.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I would be very interested in observing one of your readings, because having experienced a reading with you and your ability to connect with my heritage, I think is something very important to say about you, because you connected with a heritage that's not presented. So that's something that is within us, that is a part of us, part of our language, just like you said. It's almost like you have ability to connect to like the skeleton of us, of the person that you're reading, because I know who you connected with. You could have connected with anyone, and these people have come forward. But I think for you, it was the first time that they actually played music, and they wanted you to recognize a song. So I think with that, I think you have the ability to connect with culture and people, not just, and like you said, their language. That's the cultural aspect of a person's, of a person. So I want to praise you for that, because that's a different type of connection. And I think Danra, you just mentioned it when he gave you a reading. It just felt so different when he gave me my reading. I've seen my three uncles before singing in a mariachi band. I've seen my grandma do all that. I've seen them stand there, but they haven't played. And for Tom, they played. So that's where I just want to boast about you, Tom.
well, as you're saying that, I'm actually started to get teary. So I started to feel into that because, like, I'm now following this mariachi group out of South America and Paraguay, I think they're in. And I was just watching them, but I can't watch it too much because it just hits like a chord with me. And I have a good friend that's in California, and I was sending her the videos because we used to sing together, sitting in her kitchen and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that music is, and when you listen to, like when I was teaching music and I was in front of the group and we were really like, it was connecting. It's like this feeling like just comes from your whole body, and it just is like all that hard work that you do to get to that point is worth it. So although I wasn't like in tune with my spiritual gifts or whatever back then, it was coming through my teaching. I was very intuitive, I guess, as teaching. But when the back and forth of that energy with music is just so important to me, and it just tears me up. Certain things I just get so emotional about. Like I have to, like I said that day, I had to leave the classroom that day because it was so powerful. And specifically the connection to Mexican culture and that music. And as I'm talking to you, I'm getting emotional. So that's how much it means to me. And that when that reading happened, I had 3 Latina women of around that generation, or like was your great grandmother, right?
Correct.
It was older, but all older women that were all from Texas, Mexican culture, that all came in within a 2-month span. One of the ones I did know in life, but it was just like, wow. So, yeah.
I'm really interested to see the expansion of light language within you, because you're so connected to music, and because so many, certain cultural music can touch you in that way. I'm saying that this may expand to a light language type of effect for you, where it's almost like drawn from that. Ooh, I'm getting the tingles on my head right here. So yes, it's like I'm seeing so many different culture channels. They're just like showing me like, yes, they're out there. They're out there. So I think that you will have access to that. I think this is part of that building for you, part of the voyage for you of why, and how you think, oh, I can just go pick up the trombone now because I'm looser. That's like your spiritual body showing you a physical aspect of your ability expanding.
Wow.
My hands are sweaty.
Yeah, I might actually have to start playing again because I would like to see how I would do. You know, I was very rigid. Like I always was the one. I played in jazz bands, but I was the one. I was just the reader. Like I would play bass trombone and or second or third trombone, and I was very good, like excellent. I mean, I felt like I was a good musician, but when it came to the solos, I was I wouldn't do it because I didn't know how to. I was so in that different space in life, but now I'm like free. I'm more free about it. So I think that's really cool because when you think about like Ella Fitzgerald's I love Ella Fitzgerald, but when you listen to her and Louis Armstrong, if you go back that far and you listen to them doing their scat singing, it's like a extension of what they probably didn't think about in light language, but that's what they were doing in some respects. So
And that explains the emotional effects that music can have on people. It just reaches people in such a different way. You can put it on repeat and it could take you somewhere totally different than where you are. I mean, so that totally makes sense. And I think that's what the draw is to interview you today, is because that channeling aspect that you have naturally with your readings, I think is an easy alternative option as far as your access, as far as your output. You and I discussed that not too long ago about our channel and the sifting. We have sifters.
Oh, yeah. So that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I shouldn't use that word anymore, but it was. I had just so I basically like automatic inspire writing every day, pretty much. But now I do a lot of like channeling. Like this morning, that's what I did, and then I transcribe it and whatever. But I had just done a session about, or I had done a transmission that came through was about belief systems from the past that some people want to throw all that out and say, oh, that's not true. But the message I got was that you need to sift through those messages because there's been a lot of window dressing put on those messages or those writings or those beliefs over the last thousands of years. But within all that stuff, sifting it through, there's actually truth. And then, like, I don't use the word sifting. Like, that's not something I'm going to say all the time. And then right away when we had our discussion was right the next morning, I think.
Right.
Yeah, that's when that word. So those kind of things are all those connections. And that's what, whenever you get those, all this, like when you get those connections word wise or number wise or color wise and everything, those are all messages from spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And that drew us together in that discussion. It was like, oh my gosh, look at that. So
yeah. Agree. I think I wrote down here our notes from the other day when you and I were talking. And I think we spoke about sifting and how what information that we all get from this realm of woo-woo, and how we're guided by divine separation. And we kind of funneled that from divine separation into like a sifting. So there's a little sifter there that happens. One thing that I wanted to ask is if you feel different. Is the body feeling, is your physical feeling at all different from when you're transmission channel or light language? Like, did you notice a physical difference? You can feel the energetic difference, but how would we acknowledge that with our body?
Well, that attitude that came through and when we did that I was feeling that little like I don't know, the word I would use as a kid was being a smart aleck, like that's what it came across as, so I was kind of like, it's almost like becoming an actor, you're putting on that personality. And that has happened in readings too, where there'll be somebody that's, culturally I'm not connected to in any way. And all of a sudden the language comes through of that person, or I'll say it in their phraseology or whatever. So I guess that's what you're trying to say. Like,
yes.
Yeah, I can feel that. That it's more than just saying it. It's actually feeling it too.
Thank you. I think that's what I was waiting for. It's more than just saying it, it's feeling it. Because that is something like Summer. When Summer opened up with that light language, my light language started to go. It was very small, it was very fast, and it was like I couldn't keep up with the words. So I whispered them and just kept it low. So I want to just intrigue anyone who feels it. And if you're not comfortable, fine. But I mean, like, I didn't want to say it. I knew I needed to kind of an underlay whisper. So, oh, filters. Yes. They're yeah, we have those natural, what are those called? It's like a instinct for our energy. Our energetic instinct is to sift through, just as if we would personalities. Same thing, cautionary approach, get to know, open, and feel. But all right. Okay. So, Danra, did you have anything else? I know I kind of went in.
No, I didn't know if we did want to do a little bit of a light language section though, where like
Okay.
Tom can be on mute or anybody. Just, I know we did this before, but do you think that's worth it to give people a chance to try that call and response that worked for Tom?
I think Tom, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I think that's perfect, and then we can discuss after and see what comes out of this.
Okay, so, and Tom, you don't have to be on, you can be on mute too. We'll see that it's happening, then we'll check in with you after. Hey, now which one you didn't like Atara, right? So should I use a different one when it's my turn?
No, I mean that, sometimes there's catalysts, there's somebody that we won't talk about has been a catalyst for my spiritual awakening. So I think there's catalysts that are out there for that. So I'm not equating the same with that with your person, but anyway. So yeah, go for it.
Okay, so let's see, JJ Summer, I know we did this last time. We kind of intuitively went with the order.
Mm-hmm.
What are you feeling?
I'm cool with being in the sandwich again. Or I feel like I'm supposed to be in the middle of the sandwich, so I'll just be in the sandwich.
With the ice
Be
cream
the
sandwich.
meat.
Yeah.
JJ, I was just waiting to see if your yes, no, I told you which one you wanted to do.
I'm getting, thank you for noticing my eyes. I think what I'll do is I'll wait till summer goes and see where I'm not getting a definite yes. So I'll wait till after summer.
Oh, so I'm a side piece today. Let's go. Here we go. I'm going to take the glasses off for this one.
You're the pickle we ordered on the side.
All right.
Let's go.
So that means I go first, it sounds like, and then Summer, and then we'll see about JJ. Okay. So Tom and everybody at home, I'll speak a bit and then I will leave a little bit of a gap. So if you want to respond, you don't have to know what you're saying or doing. Just let your mouth move and let sounds happen. You can even just hum or just let it be. And it's okay if it doesn't come out right now for you too, Tom. But all right, since Atara really wants to come through, maybe this is her redemption song. All right, so everybody just take a quick breath and I'll get us started. Ikena kawai chi te wa hune te wa hi ko wa chi na. Ukena kai hue te makai site we cheta kamahu te wa chuna. Samikawa hu te wa cha I ke wa hunayate hunayate. Santiwa ka u che kawa hi no che wa hi ka ni te wa u te. Saini u kawa cha ne tai wi go wa tu ne a hu che nai e te wakai. Hu nai cho an chikewe ha ni tawa. Ha ni tawa a chiteke u te nakai. Hue.
Anakarase. Anakarase. Hey. Enikros no kura asinete kanesina ai tete intro sine karai henekra asda ai krasine he henekra ai ndkorun si bonta dantiti skini identity enska ai hinya kaka heros no to end kire hai nikida hai rosto anakrasine he naka dede sudo ni kene he nikide si igiku ransata tu ankire Harsinkra shandadas na ansk an ereke he ne karosnu kur endikaram siri ene de vrote kana kri shukura kana kara inskre endike and uskroget andikre etskara antide ana krasne o ransk and kursgana ai ya karak an kresika ein kan krasana jadike kursgana kre eindie ka ranska and ho sno sei karan sadda ranska and ho hene hai anaka ransadat ngira ai o noro ho hai kasre hai ratasa sa karesna ha honesna shul o hasna shu
Heta. Heta. Konias na yeta maki. Anui tititi. Anunush naka ye manui. Konush nana ye wata taka ye. Yana nana ye na 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 ma na 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 ye ta 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 ma ma ma. Ui. And can Danra and Summer, if you feel called, can you do that layered thing?
Okay, this will be dragon as fair warning for people. Hu ne a chawi kawa hu te nakai.
ratine te han
Ha
Grasene keretsinde,
wa
hanekase ono
hu te
sokore seneka,
hu te wakai
ransea
te wa
na se
hu te wa
ransea.
kana shahite wa hu ne ai
Gresine altine he yaka,
hu a chete
nekae
hu e te
enesu no korosu no ko. Eresene que na kai sana. Eresene karesene que ai anna karasano ko anase ha anasa ransene kanai se
Katina kawatu
ran
Kuchinakai
ran
Chinakai
ran
Wahite Wahoo che
Snakros.
Oh my.
Great job calling that out, JJ. We needed that. That was like stepping out into the sun. Like that's what it felt like immediately. Like my whole body just relaxed, and it was like heat, red light lamp. Like, that's what it felt like.
Those are always so uplifting. I love doing those.
Yeah, because I was the frayed one at the beginning. Now I feel nice and clean. I was freaking out at the beginning, and now it's like, dragon just blasts it right out of you.
How about you, Tom? Did you get anything?
Well, I was so when Tuta came in, I was doing that same sort of singing songing early on. So then, and then when you came in, when Tuta came in, I was like singing with that. So I was almost like I was I did it before you did it. What I'm trying to say. So I was almost like coming in, like calming it down. Like it was like there was so much going on, and it was like more sing-songing and more bringing it down, more in a childlike. I felt more like younger aspect to it.
Yeah, that's very astute because what I got was that they said in a way, they were just like, Tom, you're such a dummy. It's just music.
Dude, that was the same. So JJ, I wrote down, it's a kid's book that I read to my kids. It's Llama Llama. And there's a line in it. And it's like, Llama Llama, don't you know? Mama Llama loves you so. And it's just this silly, like silly Tom. So much love there. But it's like, it's, like, we're here, we got you. And I feel like that was also coming from Atara's redemption song there. Was like the Mama Llama loves you so. I don't know. It was just really cool. I felt like we were like three ants, like coming at you. I felt like a fierce ant. So I'm sorry for the gagging. Kaylee, I'm sorry. And I'm not at the same time.
I was like, I loved
If
every
you needed
minute of it.
Well, she said she was gagging and getting hot flashes. I was like, well, you probably needed it.
Yeah, because we're on each other's channel, so it's like if somebody's outside of my channel and you guys respond in the chat, like people on my channel won't be able to see it. So it's so nice to like speak about it.
Okay.
So everybody feels included on your channel.
JJ, it was adorable how you were so directing Tuta right to Tom.
Oh my God.
I saw you being like, here it's coming. You knew that was going to work for him.
I know it. And I'm like, he's just waiting. He's just waiting. And then as soon as the sing-song came in, I saw his lips move and I'm like, okay. He smiled a little bit and he's like, okay.
Yeah, because I was doing that before, and actually I was doing, like, I heard music. I mean, I felt like, I just felt like singing is the way I came across to it. So when you started, I was like, it was like I was coming home. I don't know. It was just it felt really good. So
yeah, it's very much your own. It's there's definitely something there with the mariachi type thing because you're feeling so sensitive to that. I feel like that will be, and it definitely gives me a bubbling up of like, the tar pits, like how a tar pit will bubble up. I feel like this is, and when I'm looking at the tar pit and the bubbles coming out of it, it's almost like your music, your song, your essence. You have like a lot of them. Like you've learned so much since I've met you. It's been going very fast for you. Well, fast, but not for you. I think you're okay with it. And, but your song is bubbling up, like your song.
And Tom, I saw that same Morse code type thing that we saw during our phone call, our one-on-one, the dot light, dot light, dot light, dot light. And I'm not sure. I think that might have something to do with music. Like they're like when you're teaching somebody rhythm.
Oh yeah, I used to
Like
do
that.
that ta ta ti ti ta.
That's what they're showing me. Ta ta ti ti ta. So it's almost like, so Tom and I had a one-on-one and I drew 2 dots and then a star.
Oh
And
yeah.
then 3 dots and a star, and then 2 dots and a star. And it's
Wow.
like it's like they're trying to teach you that you're gonna do this, or that showing you that you can, and this is how. Because I did see that image again. Dot dot star, dot 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 star, dot dot star, dot 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 star, and they're doing it in that pattern. They're doing it in a pattern. It's almost like folklorico, the way that they're stepping, the way that it feels. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just feel like it's interesting how life is. Like you think you're doing something and then you're doing the next thing. But what I'm doing now is like what I wanted to do in some respects. Well, in many respects, when I was doing music, I was more. My whole life was more constrained in many respects. So the music was a reflection of that, and now it's like free, especially in not having to worry about the instrument. Just using your voice is just like it's amazing. So,
How would
yeah.
you use it in your voice? Like you said the trombone. Like, what does the trombone sound like? I want to try it.
Very.
You know that voice on Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah. Let's all do that. Wah,
I know.
wah,
Wah, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I
Wait. What does it look like? What's the trombone?
Yeah.
Is it
That's
is
the
it this thing?
That's it.
So I don't know if we all remember JJ's low channeling, low light language.
Yeah.
I think that would be something that was so vibrational. I think Tom has that voice where it can be a very like, it's almost like the monks, the way the monks chant.
Channeling. Yeah.
I feel like you would be able to hit that note.
Wow.
It's so funny too, Nina. Like when my language came out for Tom, it was TT, TTT, and then you said the TTT.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I wonder if
I
this
got
is
goosebumps.
a repeated message for you, Tom.
Yeah. Do you know Morse code?
I
No.
asked that.
Well, I bet
Yes.
I do in a past life. I've got all these military. It's all I get connected to is military, but I don't know it now.
What would the message be, Nina? What's your Morse code? How does it sound?
It sounds like it's the way that I'm seeing it is like the steps that it takes to do the folklorico dance. So I put my hands behind my back and I do the heel.
Oh.
You know, you're doing the heel, you're gesturing it. So when I see it, it's like star, star, star. It's like 1, 2 star, 1, 2, 3 star, 1, 2 star, 1, 2, 3 star. And then I see the dress. It's like, it's kind of, that's how it's happening. I'm like, okay, Tom, go.
I don't know if you know who Hypnicity is.
Yeah, hypnicity. Yeah.
Hypnicity. I said what said Channel Giants. It's interesting, and I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow. But I decided today. So I have a connection with the. I don't like to use the certain words, but with the furry people.
Okay.
So with one individual, but I decided today that's who I was channeling, and I got a whole transmission. And so when it's interesting that comment about Channel Giants, because that's who I have a connection with. And I was recently told that I'm allowed now to talk about it. So there was a period where I wasn't allowed to talk about it. Now I'm able to talk about it. So I let it go. And some of the things I just learned in this this class I'm in on tweaking your trance. This was just recently. I used that little technique and it just flew this morning. I got a whole thing that came through about the earth changes and what's happening right now and how the connection and about the disclosure and about all kinds of things happening. So that's what happened, came out this morning. So I just had to make a comment because it was that about Channel Giant. So anyway.
Oh yeah. Also, I got rocks too. Mountains and rocks. I wrote down that word specific for hypnicity. Same.
And that's what the furry people, they're mining and they're doing a lot with the earth. So that's part of their work. So
it makes sense.
Nina, as our resident translator, did you pick up any? How does that work when three of us are talking at once? Are you able to like multidimensionally still translate, or does it as a unit?
I was in it. No, I felt like somebody picked me up, like an adult picked me up as a kid, and like I just felt good. And but when you first started, I did see the clear up, and then I saw an image of a person sitting in a corner of gold. The gold is the light from the sun, but it didn't look like normal sunlight. But it's a person's choice of sit with in this corner. That's what it had me write down. This person is sitting in the corner, but they're choosing to sit with. And then when summer went, actually, it was funny that you mentioned the Mama Llama book. I have that book for my boys too. But when you were channeling, I got little circles, but they weren't like normal little. They were like bubbles. Like, oh, okay, Wizard of Oz, the Good Witch, Glenda, when she's in the bubble, like those, they were magic bubbles, and I knew they were little circles granting touch light is what they told me to write down. Granting touch light. And I just saw them all like kind of construct themselves. And it was like they all went into a pattern and then they like dispersed. So I love that.
I'm just sitting here with my cards, and the card I just pulled was transformation.
Oh.
And going back to that da 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 that thing, so that's a minor third in music, and that is common among the whole world.
Oh,
like like the word mother is common. That it's similar in so many languages. Or I think no is even more common than yes. The pronounce like that word. But that da 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 that thing is all over the. So when you're first learning music theory, that's one of the things they tell you, like, well, you already know some of this, and that's one of them is that sound is common. So people identify that with children because it's common throughout the whole world, and it would be also common then in the spirit world too. So in my mind, so
is this like spiritual music class? Are we doing like we didn't even know it? We're doing like a light language music
but
class.
it's an extension of like I'm just seeing it like it's just an extension of music's a language, and it's we have too many constraints in our world, and being able just to let things flow, whatever that is what it should be, I guess. That's what I think. That's my opinion.
I love that.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to open up the gates for us to the new music that's coming in. And I feel like this is something that you knew, like even as an infant, that it's almost it's not like you breathe music or music helps you breathe. It's that it's just some piece of us that we would like to remember.
I had a relative who was a musician. He's kind of an uncle, and he came to me in spirit, and he was saying to me, well, I said, how's your music? And he said, oh my God, he says, there's sounds here that you would not even imagine. Like he was trying to explain it to me. He goes, I can't tell you, like you think you have like an orchestra of sounds. It's like it's like infinite. Like he was trying to, and it's how it resonates. And like one day I'll feel that and see that, or maybe I'll be able to experience it from here in some sort of way. But that's what he was trying to tell me. And I know other people have talked about the Great Hall and experiencing music in the heaven dimension. but that's what he was sharing with me. So I feel like tuning into that is what we're doing when you're doing your light language. Um, and I have to say, I'm just honored to be with this feminine power here, this feminine energy today. I really feel honored to be here. And I think what you're doing is really important, because I think another thing too is, and I don't want to get on a tangent here, but I've always wondered about the speaking in tongues thing. When they talk about that in some traditions. And I'm also a big thing about connecting different traditions. Like, what's the common theme? I had a friend say to me, who's now in spirit, he said, Tom, you should study comparative religion. Years ago, he used to say with the cigarette, Tom, you should study comparative religion. And I always was interested. So when I got interested in the light language, I see a connection to that. So it's all connected. It's coming from source or from the spirit, and I just find that interesting. So I don't want to go on that tangent, but I had to bring that up.
A Tom wait, what was the word you just said?
Tom talk, a TED talk, Tom talk.
Tangent. Tom tangent.
I talk like this, and some of you will know who this person is, but I always say I talk like Rosanna Dana. I start go all the way around to where I started.
I do that too, though, Tom, but it's always so satisfying to end up and you're like, oh, conversation. All right, see ya. I did it. I went all the way through.
Full circle.
I wanted to mention when you were talking about like the sounds and, once we can go into other realms and dimensions, the same as for color, which there's colors and things. You can't even describe them. Like, I've seen them in meditations, and I will sometimes see them while doing light language. And that's why I do my best to create artwork that can somehow mimic. Hopefully I'll get better, because it's like it doesn't come close, but it is good for 3D for now. But I would reckon that there is a big parallel between the depth of an infinite depth of sound variation to color as well. And maybe smells and tastes, who knows? Like, maybe it's all the senses. There's infinite input.
Actually, so I was at Arthur Finley, and one of the things that came, one of the presentations, which I had heard before when I was there, was about spirit painting. Mm-hmm. And there's these one sisters called the Bang sisters. I think it goes into the 19th century or early 20th century. And they would do spirit painting, but nobody would be painting the picture. The picture would paint itself. Mm-hmm. And when they analyzed the paint, it wasn't paint. It's like the dust of a butterfly.
Oh my God.
What? I need a link to this, Tom. What are you?
I'm already Googling it. Everyone.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
There is a current person doing it. So, and some of them would be painting and basically in trance and painting. And there's a gentleman now, and I cannot think of his name, but he is currently doing it. And so he can do these paintings in 5 minutes. And when you look at him, you're like, how did this happen? So I know here I'm going on a tangent, but we're bringing up the colors in this is that we're tapping into this spirit world in different ways and expanding the knowledge and the, we're all in confined spaces. Like, we have 64 colors, we have 8 notes in the scale, and there's so much more than that. So
I think of that, Tom. It's funny that you guys said that about colors, because I work with somebody who's colorblind, and I feel horrible for him that he's missing out on red and green, like you poor guy. And so I encouraged him to buy those glasses so he could see, and the reaction to perceive that many layers within one color. It's like that his mind was blown. And that's how I feel about all that access there that we're all talking, that expansive access, is we're going to be in a state of, I can't even fathom this. But what they showed me was when you were talking about music and the angels singing was me hiding while watching them. Like hiding in a cloud, hiding in a corner, and like I'm like, like saw ya. So I'm gonna tap into that a little bit later, or if somebody will help me do that, that would be great.
Kevin posted, it's Jose Madrado. He posted that. That's the name of the artist. So thanks, Kevin. Yeah, that's who the artist is. So look it up. And that's a whole nother thing. I don't think that's talked about as much. Some of the stuff talked about some of the different ways that mediums connect and through art is. But I think anybody who's a musician or an artist, when they're writing a song or they're painting, they're in that zone. They're in a zone. They're already connected somehow. So.
Well, Tom, that's such a good segue to next week, guys, because we're going to be talking about about connecting art to light language. So it'll be very exciting. Come with paper and full circle. Come with paper and colors.
Oh, are we going to paint while you do that? Because they showed me that. Are we gonna create while you're channeling?
There will be instruction because I can't get rid of my teacher self. But yes, we will be doing artwork with light language.
Heck yeah!
Okay, bring your paper.
Bring your paper and your colors. You can paint, or you can use your kids' markers or crayons. No judgment. I did want to go. Richie had asked a question earlier back, and I didn't want him to be forgotten. Danra, it was for you and me. He asked, so I don't know if you wanted to answer first. He asked if the I can't click it to put it on the screen. There we go. That one.
So I have 7 regular ones that are consistently in my mind's eye, but each message is different. There's some consistencies across, but sometimes they're softer or faster or more intense. Like Atara today did a little bit more of like hanging on to her sounds, and other times she's just like, here's the message.
Right.
So I was definitely feeling that it was with the intention of helping other people get theirs out, so she slowed it down in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, different message every time, slightly different tonality, etc. But it's definitely the same entity for me. And I know Summer is different.
Yeah, for me, it's a whole posse. It's like the everyone possible in the Galactic Council, which is funny when we were talking about Pleiadian, because that was my card that I picked. Oh, we can't see. It literally says Pleiades. Oh, there we go.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was like, there we are. But you know what was interesting, Richie, when you asked this question, saying like Danra's person felt a little bit younger and my person felt older. While it is like, it feels like a bunch of people yelling down like a funnel to me. What my guide started telling me because I was like, oh, how can I explain this? Because it's not one person, it's like a whole posse funneling into one message. But they were like, they hear the voice they need to hear. So, and then they translated it to music, I think, Tom, because you're here, in that when you are listening to a song, there are going to be there's going to be some things that you pick out in the song that you listen to more specifically, whether it's the lyrics or and I'm not overly musical, so forgive me, but like, or the guitar, or someone's going to hear the bass, or someone's going to hear the drums. There's going to be different parts of the whole thing that you're going to pick out and hear, because that's what you need in that moment. So Richie, if you were hearing from my light language today, an older woman, that might have been what needed to stand out for you, that was like getting the message through. That's my story.
And Atara is a grandmother type figure, but she looks like the grandmother from Avatar, so not.
And there was a tone missing, not missing. It wasn't missing. Atara came when she was channeling through you. There is sometimes she does this thing. I like, I can hear it. She does like a question sound. I can hear that, but that wasn't present as much today till the end, and it only happened one time.
It was instructional.
Yes.
It was instructional, and then it was like, do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand? That's what it was. Yeah. Do you understand?
Clear you all up. You got like.
So I know, Summer, you have to go at hard stop, right? Or
I do, because I have a call, but I love you guys.
okay, love you, Summer.
So we'll go. Bring your paper and colors next week, and we're doing artwork. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. JJ, did you want to share about your how Tuta comes through?
Yeah. So when my language came out, this group Tuta showed up to help teach it. So Tuta in that group, I've graduated from them, but it's still okay to call like my guides Tuta. It's like honoring them. But the my language from the very start, people will hear different things. It's like it's almost like if it was music, it's like and there's different tones like Tom can hear. It's the same way with like spoken light language, I feel where like some people will hear sentences in Hawaiian, some people will hear Hebrew, sometimes it's Native American, sometimes it's Asian, sometimes it sounds like a grandmother who's elder who's super wise and she's not going to take any shit. And so yeah, it's different. They come through as they just come through as a group. So but they did tell me that I could call them tuta, which means teacher in the language originally. So it's definitely custom for whoever's showing up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whenever you're channeling JJ, I always feel like, oh, that's somebody I know. Like, oh, okay. Don't worry, they're knocking, but it's somebody I know. That's right. I know her.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
it always is very grounding. It's very like a remembrance between the body and the soul. So you kind of have that natural groundedness to it. So it's just like, you gotta, what's going on? Like, it does feel like that. And I'm like, friend. So yeah,
Aw.
I do love that. I wrote it down, Danra, but I just want to mention the difference in the light language today and how intentional Atara was with her delivery.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like it was so like she listened to you. Like, hey, last time you weren't very liked, so come in better, okay? And she's like, okay. It felt like that. So I want to acknowledge that for the group as well as we progress in this, because I haven't experienced that before with any of you, where it's like, okay, well, let me see if I can come in here and change the approach. And so I believe that that's a big progression. A+ for today's class.
Tara.
So Atara.
So we never talked about Arthur Finley. We might have to have Tom come back.
Yeah, you'll have to come back.
Well, when I come back, I want to participate in the light language.
Ooh. Okay.
Come, my friend, come over here.
Yeah, come on.
Get over here.
It's a part of me.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to close the session for today. Tom, thank you so much for your time, energy, and everything that you bring to the table. I mean, you've opened up the conversation way more than we even expected, and I appreciate you and value you as a good friend and spiritual buddy, man. I dig you. Keep you around for a long time.
And
Thank everybody for your time here today. I hope you enjoyed this light language. Please leave any comments or questions, and everybody's link and information is going to be included down below. Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.